Howdy, guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to night 82 of the overnight feed recaps for Big Brother season 25. And welcome to recording number 2 of the overnight feed recaps. Yeah, I recorded the first one. For some reason, the audio portion did not make it onto YouTube, so I get to do it all over again. Joy, joy, joy. What a great way to start a Monday. But we did have a lot of conversations taking place yesterday, so I wanted to make sure I got this out here. And apologies for those of you who got to see the first video. No audio, but you got to see the video. We're going to do better this time. All right, let's talk about what happened yesterday during the day into the evening itself. First of all, as a quick reminder, Jag is the HOH. Jag owns the veto as well. America and Blue are on the block. They're both thinking that the other one is a target. The reality is that Blue is a target. Now, things could change by the time we get to Thursday, but at least for now, it seems like Blue is indeed the target. We're going to have the veto ceremony today. I do not expect Jag to use that veto, so we'll have either Blue or America heading to the jury house on Thursday. It's a double eviction, so someone else is going to be coming right along behind them. But again, we got a few days before we get to the actual eviction itself. Doesn't mean there wasn't a lot of discussion, a lot of talking going on, a lot of people throwing each other under the bus. In particular, one person doing a lot of that throwing, someone by the name of Felicia. So we're going to talk all about that. Let's talk about the feeds from yesterday. Let's start off the conversation with Felicia talking to Matt. Did I say she was throwing some people under the bus? Yeah, we'll start right here. Felicia is telling Matt that the night before, everyone had been together. Everyone was talking about going after Matt and Jag, including Bowie Jane. Yeah, she's making sure that Matt understands that even if he and Jag maybe think they got Bowie Jane, that may not be the case because Bowie was right on board with everyone else targeting Matt and Jag, and she wants to make sure that he understands that. Felicia is not on the block right now, but until we have the veto ceremony, I think she is truly concerned that she easily could be on the block. There could be some kind of a backdoor. Is it really a backdoor? She got to play the veto, so it's not really a backdoor at this point, but she is worried that she could end up going on the block instead. So she's trying to do everything she can to either make sure she doesn't go on the block or at least to make sure that if someone else goes on above besides her, be it Bowie, be it Cirie, because she'll talk about that in a second as well. So she's told Matt that Bowie Jane was happy sending Matt and Jag out the door, and Matt's going to be talking a little bit later with Jag about that. In fact, soon after that conversation, Matt reports this to Jag that Felicia's saying Bowie Jane may have said this. So how are we going to handle that? He's talking about how bad it's getting. It's very interesting listening to Matt and Jag talk yesterday because on the one hand, they understand that they have huge targets on their back. Jag in particular, with so many competition wins, of course you're going to be targeted, but they are aware of that. They're worried about it, but at the same time, they do feel somewhat insulated. They feel like they're on pretty good terms with everyone, but Matt is recognizing how bad it is getting in terms of everyone potentially pointing their fingers at the two of them. Jag is looking at this information that Felicia passed on to Matt, and he's wondering if one, could Felicia just be lying about the fact that Bowie Jane said that she was on board to begin with, or is it possible that Bowie Jane really said it, but she's just saying that to go along with everyone else? I think it's probably the latter more than anything else. I certainly accept Bowie Jane does whatever the house wants to do. She's certainly going to agree if everyone else was in a room saying we got to go after these two. She's not going to say, "Oh, nah, I'm not going after those two." Nah, she'll be right on board. Doesn't mean that she means it. And so I think even though Felicia's passed on this information, Matt and Jag really aren't taking it too seriously. I feel like they really feel like they've got a certain amount of trust built up with Bowie Jane. Not as much as trust with each other, but probably tighter with her than just about anyone else. So they're not going to worry too much about it. Jag is wondering if Felicia is just doing this as a way to separate them, to drive a wedge between the two of them and Bowie Jane. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, that's exactly what Felicia's doing here, I believe. All right, so we've got that. We've got Matt talking to Jag a little bit more. They're talking about who would potentially put them up, who wouldn't put them up. Matt's telling Jag that he's had some conversations with Cirie. He really doesn't think that Cirie's going to put them up. because Sari is thinking that she may be on better terms with them than anyone else in the house right now, except for Boyja. Now we know that Sari actually is much more suspicious than she's telling Matt and Jag, but at least in terms of Matt's eyes, he feels that he's tight with Sari. As a result, he feels like he's got her on board, that Sari now thinks that she's got a kind of, we won't call it final three, but a group of three of her and Jag and herself and Matt. So Matt's saying that he doesn't think Sari is going to put them up because she feels like they would take her to a final three. Yeah, maybe not so much. All right. We've got Matt also telling Jag that if they do survive the double eviction, which is coming up on Thursday, we as viewers know it. Everyone in the house knows it's a double eviction as well. They're realizing that they need to have a double eviction in order to get the numbers down to the right numbers to make it 100 days work right, and that it doesn't really make sense to go from 6 to 4. It's much easier to go from 7 to 5. So we know it's a double eviction. They know it's a double eviction as well. Matt's telling Jag that if they survive this double eviction, once that happens, everyone's going to want to be on board with Matt and Jag, because everyone's going to understand that from that point on, Matt and Jag really have the inside track to making it to the very end. So he feels like everyone's going to be trying to jump aboard the Matt and Jag train going forward. And I think he's probably right. All right, Jag is saying, in fact, we've had lots of people saying if Matt and Jag are still here after the double, they may just win the whole thing. So yeah, everyone's going to be trying to buddy up with them after that if they survive this double eviction. HOH on Thursday is going to be huge. All right, Jag is saying that everyone is worried that he'll win every competition going forward. Yeah, absolutely. We've seen other people win seasons after doing something like that. So he recognizes that he has created a target on his back. Matt is thinking that if they're lucky, no one is going to take a shot at he or Jag until after the double eviction, and then it's going to be too late. Again, it's a combination of them feeling like they're somewhat insulated, that they're protected by everyone else in the house, but also there's some discussion that people may not want to take a shot at the two of them, knowing that only one of them goes home and then the other one is going to be still around and can then go after that person as well. So they're feeling insulated and also feeling like the two of them working together creates a bit of a double threat for everyone else. So Matt thinking that maybe no one will take a shot at us on Thursday, and then it's little bit easier sailing after that. They again are talking about potentially offering America safety this week. They're still a little bit concerned about her. They did send home Corey, so it's a valid concern, but wondering if they offer America protection after this next HOH in exchange for her promising to keep them off the block if she was to win HOH. They're thinking that may be the best way to work going forward. Jag is asking Matt if Sari has perhaps approached Matt about a possible Final Four. And I don't remember if he's talking about a Final Four with the two of them, Sari and America, or the two of them and Sari and Felicia. I can't remember right now, but the key is he's wondering if Sari's talking about new alliances, new configurations with Matt, and Matt saying, yeah, no one's approached me with anything new. Well, Matt and Jag are proposing plenty of new on their own. They don't need anyone approaching them necessarily. But Matt's saying, yeah, no one's approached me with anything like that, Sari or anyone else. Jag is saying, to protect ourselves, we really need to make sure that everyone in this house needs to think that they are our third person, that it's you and me and that person. As long as everyone thinks that, no one's going to come after us. I'd call it cocky. I'd call it arrogant that you think that you can get everyone on board thinking that you're their third or they're your third. But it's hard for me to call them that when they kind of are doing it, and it seems like it's working with most of the people in the house. And we'll have some more conversations about that. It's amazing. Everyone just wants to, again, jump on that Matt and Jag train. All right. And with that in mind, they're talking about the idea that maybe they need to make some kind of a final three with Felicia. Again, not necessarily a real final three, but something that makes Felicia feel comfortable enough with them that she will not target them going forward. There was discussion. Their two biggest concerns are America and Felicia, that one of those two would be willing to take the shot against Matt and Jag. So those are the two they're focused on maybe more than anyone else. So yeah, they're talking about making a fake final three with Felicia to get her on board. Jag is saying as far as this next this double eviction and what's going to happen, he first of all he doesn't really care who goes home in the double as long as it's not Matt and Jag. And then he says, I want Bowie Jane to stay as well. So yeah, as long as the three of us are still here, then I don't really care who else goes home. Yeah, I can get that. All right, they're talking about the nominations if Matt was to win HOH in this coming up double eviction on Thursday. Originally, Matt had talked about that he wants America to go home, that he would probably put up maybe America and Bowie Jane, and then America goes home as the primary target. But Jag shuts that down. Jag says, I don't want Bowie Jane going up. And he's suggesting that instead of Bowie Jane, what if we put up America and Felicia instead? Still send home America, but we put up Felicia instead of Bowie Jane. I tell you what, Bowie Jane, she's not been on the block yet, not even as a pawn. And it really sounds like Jag is wanting to stay that path and not put her up. And I don't know if it's because they're worried that she already had kind of freaked out last time they talked about her being as a pawn. Maybe it's just a way to make sure that Bowie feels tight and comfortable and secure with the two of them. But yeah, they do not want to put her up. If she makes it to the final two somehow, that certainly is going to be her big argument, is everyone else was on the block except for me. We'll see if she gets a chance to provide that argument to the jury. But yeah, Jag saying, now America, I'm fine. Send her out the door on your HOH, Matt, but let's not put up Bowie Jane. Let's put up Felicia instead. Yeah, it's interesting. Jag can't compete in HOH this coming up Thursday. Matt can, but I have a feeling if Matt wins that HOH, he may only be the HOH in title only, because I think Jag has become comfortable having power in his house, and I'm not sure he's going to give that power up easily. I have a feeling he's going to be co-HOH, maybe just running the whole thing. Matt may let him do that because Jag is very, very comfortable, very certain about the way he wants this thing to go forwards, and that's putting up America and Felicia. All right, Jag is wondering. Jag tends to overcomplicate things, overthink things a little bit. You can't always create complete and utter safety for everyone involved, but he's trying. Jag is wondering if maybe they should try and look further apart from one another, distance themselves, and try to create some final twos to create even more protection from different people. He mentions America as an example, saying, we could act like we're maybe not so close right now, and I could form a final two with America so she won't come after me, and then she won't come after you, and you could do something similar. And Matt shuts that down real quick. Matt says, no, I don't think we need to be off making final twos. He says, if we do that, it means that people are going to think that the two of us aren't necessarily as close as they thought. And he said, the problem with that is that then someone may think they can take a shot at me and it won't make you mad, or they would take a shot at you and it won't make me mad. That if they don't think we're together, they may want to take that shot, get one of us out. Whereas if we're both together, they're going to know that if they come after us, even if one of us goes home, the other one's going to be looking for vengeance and come back after them. And Matt says, I think that's more important than trying to get that extra little benefit from a final two. I agree with Matt on that. Absolutely. Now, the other thing, Matt's aware that Jag's talking about all these alliances, all these different groups that are all connected to them. But he realizes not all of them are real. And if Jag suddenly starts forming a final two with America, for example, Matt's got to be wondering, what are the chances that maybe that turns into the real alliance instead of with me? So for all kinds of reasons, Matt's saying, you and I, we need to stay tight, man. Don't be going beyond that at this point in time. And Jag's kind of saying, okay, maybe that's a little too much. All right, they're wondering, talking about all these alliances. They just got through talking about maybe something with Felicia. Now they're wondering if they should propose a final four to America. It would be Matt and Jag and Bowie Jane in America, and saying maybe we do that. And that way, if America thinks she's part of the final four, she won't come after the two of us. She'll go after Suri and Felicia and do something in that direction instead. Matt's worried that if they do that, though, it's going to show America that they're tight with Bowie Jane. As soon as they mention Bowie as part of the final four as well, America's going to understand that it's that group of three and then America. And he's not sure if they need to be revealing their hand like that. And Jag's saying, she already knows that Bowie's tight with us. Everyone knows it. that she's tight with is we're probably beyond that. It's probably more important to have her on board so she doesn't go after us. So they are talking about that also. All right, little non-game talk. The ants have invaded the Big Brother house yet again. I think they had a little bit of a problem earlier in the season. They got it taken care of, but the ants are back. It probably has a little bit to do with, I don't know, that big old sweet, sugary looking box of donuts that they've had in the kitchen. The ants have discovered it. Doesn't take much to bring those ants in. They've discovered it. They're everywhere. So house guests are suitably irritated by that. They actually got Raid bug spray. We never got that during our season. All we got were organic, non-lethal oils that didn't really seem to work well at all. But they've got Raid. They're spraying it everywhere, all over the kitchen counters. Being that it's a food prep area, I'd be a little bit nervous about that, but they don't care. They just want to get the ants gone out of that house. They got a couple of weeks left. That's plenty of time for the ants to absolutely take over the whole place. So yeah, they're dealing with ants at this point in time. All right, we've got Felicia and Jag talking about it. Remember, Felicia already told Matt about Bowie Jane throwing him under the bus. Well, now she's talking to Jag. Felicia is saying that Sari had told her this morning that Bowie Jane had told Sari that she wanted the guys out. So yet again, she's throwing Bowie Jane under the bus and maybe throwing Sari under the bus just a little bit as well, because she is passing this information on to Jag. She's also saying that the only people that really would probably put up Matt and Jag at this point in time, she feels like it would be America or Blue or Sari. Yeah, all right. She's throwing her under the bus at that point. So in other words, why in the world would you put me up on the block as a renomination later today when you've got these two and Sari, who all would be willing to come after you? And not little old me, no, not Felicia, but these other three in the house certainly would. So she's certainly passing on that message to Jag as she talks about this. Jag is saying that really, when it comes down to it, he says, Felicia, you and Matt are the only people I trust in this house at this point in time. You are the two that I want to rock with going forward. He's not mentioning Bowie Jane at all. He said, the two of you and Matt, y'all are it. I don't care about anyone else. He says it should be, and I want it to be the three of us versus the other four people in this house. He says, even Bowie Jane's kind of in a gray area. Yeah, she's kind of with us, but not really. Whereas Felicia, you and me and Matt, we're it. He's giving her, he's certainly building her up, gassing her up a little bit with this. So he's letting Felicia know that that's who he wants to go forward with, is her and Matt. Felicia, with that in mind, is talking about going forward, how the three of them make it to the end. Felicia's suggesting that maybe Jag should consider it. She knows he wants America out and all of that, but maybe he should consider, I don't know, sending Blue out the door instead. Amazing idea. Fantastic. Jack says, oh, really? Okay. He says, well, if we did that, would you tell her? Would you blindside her? What? And Felicia's saying, no, probably wait till after the veto ceremony, certainly. But once the veto ceremony takes place, she's still on the block. Maybe tell her Tuesday or Wednesday. Let her know so she's not blindsided, but do it after, so there's nothing that she can do about that point in time. And at that point, then Felicia can't go on the block either. So she's actually pushing now to send Blue out the door. So certainly she's thinking like maybe it's a little bit of her idea as well, which is perfect for Jag and Matt. She's also talking about her relationship with Sari. She's saying, Sari and I, we've worked together this whole season. We had a little hiccup there for a little while, but other than that, we've been working well together. She says, but my gut's telling me now that Sari is probably working against me, and it is what it is. I hate it, but I just don't think that Sari and I are on the same page. She's working against me, and I just need to let you know that, Jag. She's saying that Sari's a little sneaky, that Sari likes to do her work through others, so that she is never the bad guy. She talks other people into doing stuff and keeps the blood off of her hands. So Felicia very much throwing Sari under the bus at this point in time. All right, we've got Jag, again, just kind of gassing Felicia up, agreeing with everything she's saying, and, I want to work with you so bad. Jag is really downplaying Bowie Jane and any kind of comp threat or anything else that she could offer. He's saying, even that one HOH she won, she said she just guessed. She just guessed the number 4. She had no clue. She really hadn't won anything. That was just a lucky guess on her part. At that time, I think he said she guessed 4 of the questions, so she really didn't know. She's not good at memory comps or anything. So he's very much downplaying Bowie Jane while very much pumping up the threat that America could beat, saying, she's come in second a lot. Pressure cooker, she would have won if she didn't make the deal. She's done well in all the competitions. She hadn't won, but she's come very close. So he's making sure that Felicia sees America maybe as a bigger threat than Bowie Jane as they have this conversation. At the end of the thing, Jag has played Felicia like a fiddle. She now thinks that she's on board, and I think she truly believes that she's secured her position as potentially the final 3 with these 2 guys. Certainly that she's improved her position over America and Blue and Suri, and maybe even over Bowie as well. So Felicia's feeling pretty good. Jag has done what he intended. He has her on board so that hopefully she doesn't target them if she was to win the HOH. He did a masterful job of convincing Felicia that, we're not coming after you, Felicia. We want to work with you. It's just trust us. All right. Everyone outside at one point lifting weights. They've got the grill. They're going to have a grill in the afternoon, enjoying just a nice Sunday afternoon. They start off with a little bit of weightlifting. Of course, everyone wants to lift weights on a Sunday afternoon, right? So yeah, everyone does. I think maybe Blue didn't participate. I don't remember seeing her, but everyone else did, including Suri and Felicia and America, Bowie Jane. They all did some bench presses, not a lot, but they did some bench presses. They're just having fun outside. At one point, then they start cooking for their big barbecue grilling they're going to do a little bit later in the day. Matt and Jag are the barbecue masters, the cook masters. So it's funny. At one point, Felicia saying, we got the grill, but we didn't get aprons. So, hey, Mr. B, can we get some aprons? It's amazing, the request that she makes, and then they just show up, because next thing you know, there's a couple of aprons for the house guest use. Matt and Jag have taken off their shirts, put on their aprons. Not sure why you have to take your shirts off before you put on your aprons, but they've done it. So they're running around with nothing but shorts and aprons on, and kind of being a little flirty with Blue and America and everyone else, and just having fun with it. So they're doing that, getting the grill ready out in the back and all that. Meanwhile, Felicia inside fixing food. She had some pickle spears that she was putting cream cheese on, wrapping them up, and actually look like could be pretty tasty. But she's getting these ready. Now, I didn't catch it when I was watching the feeds, but I saw on social media a little bit later, people really complaining a lot that Felicia was kind of licking her fingers as she reached into the pickle jars and as she's preparing all these wraps and everything else. And people a little disgusted by a little lack of hygiene and all of that. I don't know if anyone did that during my season. It's probably just as well that I don't know, that I didn't know at the time. But yeah, people kind of calling out Felicia for maybe licking her fingers a little too much as she's preparing the food. It still looked good, but the rest of the house guests don't know what's going on, right? But yeah, she's fixing the food inside while they're getting ready to grill outside. Eventually, everyone's outside again, hanging out around the grill. Just having nice non-game conversations, no game talk, because everyone's out there. They've got a couple of bottles of wine, so that certainly makes it a little bit easier. They want more. They don't think just wine's enough. They want some beer. They want more wine. At one point, Felicia spills her only glass of wine, and so now she said, we need some extra bottles so I can get another refill and all that. So they do have some wine. They cook the pickle spears, some turkey burgers, some regular burgers. So yeah, just a nice Sunday afternoon grill. It was fun just watching them hang out. All right, we've got Suri and America talking back to the gameplay. It didn't last long, right? Before they get back to the game. We've got Suri and America talking to one another. America is saying that Matt and Jag cannot make it to the end. There's no way, she says, in fact, that if they make it past double eviction, we might as well just write the check to them. We got to get them out. We can't let them get to the end. Suri is agreeing, and Suri saying, look, I really think that between you and Felicia and myself, Jag can't compete in the HOH. We got the 3 of us. She says, I know Bowie Jane's not going to be with us. She's with them. She's too tied up with them. She says, but you and me and Felicia, if one of us wins the HOH, we should be okay. And she says, I think we've got a pretty good chance of doing that. Later, Felicia joins America and Cirie. So now the three of them are talking. Again, America talking about how Matt and Jag just have to be stopped. She says that when she was talking to them, she was really trying to point out to Matt and Jag, she's really trying to point out how strong Blue was. She's saying, look, guys, I'm trying to save myself. I'm pointing out that Blue is a much bigger threat. She says, I asked Jag to use the veto on me. I don't know that he will, but hey, I'm a player. I'm a fan. I got to make the request, right? And she says, I'm trying to do what I can to survive. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but I'm certainly trying. I'm trying to point out that Blue's a much bigger threat. Now, remember, Jag has already told America that she's not the target, that she's going to be safe as long as she keeps her mouth shut and doesn't tell anyone else that. So America very much playing along that she's at risk. She's doing everything she can to survive. So when she talks to Felicia and Cirie about Matt and Jag have to be stopped, we've got to do whatever we can. I don't know if she truly wants to go after Matt and Jag, or maybe she is on board with Jag, that Jag has worked his magic with her, and she actually would be more inclined to go after Cirie and Felicia if it came down to it. She may not know. She may be waiting until she gets an HOH to decide. Of course, if it's a double, you got to decide quick. So I don't really know which way America is going to end up going. My gut tells me that they send out they sent out her boyfriend Corey. She knows that the two of them are so strong that they truly will win this thing if they don't get out Matt and Jag at some point. So I kind of think she may end up going with Cirie and Felicia, but who knows? Who knows at this point in time? But she's certainly telling Cirie and Felicia everything that they want to hear, that she's with them, that she has to survive. But if she does, then certainly she'll go after Matt and Jag and do everything possible to stop them at this point in time. She does mention as well, in addition to pointing out how strong how strong Blue was, she also tells Cirie and Felicia, says, I asked Jag about this relationship with Bowie Jane and what their deal is. And she said, he kind of went silent. He wouldn't tell me anything. So take from that what you will. All right. After America leaves, we then have Felicia talking to Cirie and saying, look, Jag's is going to evict America. You know, it'd be great if she stayed, but Jag's going to evict America. Now, Felicia knows, she just got through talking to Jag, suggesting that maybe Blue would be a better target. So does Felicia really believe this, or is she just telling Cirie that because she knows that Cirie has already has already theoretically told Blue that she's actually the target and to save herself and all that? It could be Felicia just as part of her not feeling like Cirie's working with her, that she does not want Cirie to know that Blue is the actual target until after the fact, which is smart. Don't let her know. Don't let Blue then try to work magic and maybe somehow get off the block. So yeah, Felicia, I think, understands that Blue actually could be the target, but she's keeping her mouth shut. She's telling Cirie that, yeah, it's great what America's saying, but America is probably going home. All right, now Cirie and them continue the conversation. Cirie's worried that if she or Felicia does win this next HOH and nominate Matt and Jag on the block, that even if one of them goes home, that then the other one is going to win the next HOH and turn around and nominate Cirie and Felicia. So she's worried about the repercussions of taking a big shot like that. Yeah, I understand it, but you got to take the shot. If you're not willing to take the shot, just go home, just go to Jury House right now, because you're not winning the money. But she is worried about that. Felicia's pointing out, saying, well, here's the other thing. If we nominate Matt and Jag, regardless of whether they go home or not, no matter what happens, if we put the two of them on the block, our Final Four with them is over. There's no Final Four at that point in time. So she's throwing out another reason why they should not take the shot at Matt and Jag. Now, certainly from Felicia's standpoint, she doesn't want Cirie taking the shot. She wants to convince Cirie not to go after Matt and Jag, because Felicia thinks that she's in with this final three, this group of three of Matt and Jag. So, of course, she wants to have them left alone if it comes down to it. So she's certainly trying to explain why maybe they shouldn't go after Matt and Jag either. I got to say, as I said a second ago, the idea that you could have everyone thinking they're on board with you and safe and all of that seems crazy. But Matt and Jag have actually done it. Jag, I'll give more credit to Jag than Matt. But yeah, brilliant play so far, I think, in a lot of ways. Got a big target on their back, but they're handling it pretty well. All right, we've got America and Bowie Jane talking. America's talking about how upset she's going to be if come Thursday she actually does go home, that this has all just been a ruse and all that. She said, if I go home on Thursday, I'm going to be cursing out Jag on live TV. I am not going to be happy at all. So she's worried about that still a little bit. And again, as viewers, we see everything that's going on inside the house. No matter how safe America thinks that she may be, based on what Jag has told her, she still doesn't know if she's being played by these two guys from start to finish. So yeah, she's still a little bit nervous about that. Bowie Jane is asking America, saying, well, say you stay, say you win the next HOH. Who would you put up if you won HOH, and say Jag won veto, so he's off the board as well? Who would you put up on the block? And before America even has a chance to answer, Bowie Jane says, you better not be me. You better not be planning to put me on the block. Bowie Jane, it's time for you to go on the block. Whether it's as a pawn or anything else, I want to see everyone on the block sweating a little bit. She's coasted too far so far with this one. So again, America never really answers because Bowie Jane's quick to say, just don't put me up if you get it. Our America does tell Bowie Jane that she wants the two of them to make it to a final five, that she'd really like to work with her and make sure they make it that far. All right, we've got Felicia and Cirie talking a little bit more. Felicia's again saying that America has to go, that Blue's going to work with us. Let's save her, make sure that America goes home. Almost immediately after that, Cirie says she's going to go to the bathroom. So she leaves. She ends up in the bathroom talking to Blue. Now, Cirie is telling Blue, saying, look, go tell Felicia that you're willing to take the shot, that you're willing to go after Matt and Jag, that's who your target's going to be. And she said, tell Felicia that, and then I'll follow up and I'll tell Felicia the same thing, that you're willing to do that. And make sure that she understands that you're willing to do that. So it sounds like Cirie is doing what she can to protect Blue, that if Felicia knows that Blue is not coming after Felicia, that Blue is coming after Matt and Jag, that theoretically Felicia will be more on board to save Blue in that situation. Now, Cirie doesn't realize that Felicia maybe doesn't want Matt and Jag being targeted. That's the worst thing that she could see happening. Because Cirie's thinking that if Blue tells Felicia that, then Felicia's much more on board with Blue sticking around in the house. So Blue says, oh, thank you so much for telling me that. I'll certainly go talk to her, and anything you can do, I appreciate, Cirie. So we've got that. All right, Jag and Felicia talking to one another. Jag is saying, still pumping up Felicia a little bit. Jag is saying that America had asked him to use the veto, but he isn't going to do it. He made his decision. That's the end of it. The veto will not be used. He's also saying that America did make some strong points about why Blue is maybe a stronger competitor. And he's saying, you suggested that, Felicia, and America made some pretty good points as well. So, we'll see. We'll see what we want to do. Felicia's asking which way Matt and Bowie will vote come Thursday, if it's Blue versus America. And Jag saying, well, Matt's going to vote whichever way you and I want to vote, Felicia. He'll vote with us. He said Bowie Jane always votes with the house, so she'll vote whichever way we go. And so they should be good. And Felicia says, well, I can convince Cirie to vote whichever way we want. So between you with Matt and Bowie Jane, with me with Cirie, we should be able to get the vote go whichever way we want. And Jack's saying it won't even be a split vote. We'll have everyone on board. So yeah, he's got Felicia so pumped up at this point. We've got later America and Bowie Jane talking. They're just going on about Corey, and I don't know, just talk about him and how much America misses him and liked him and the way he looks and blah, 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 blah. But the two of them are talking. A little bit later, Blue joins as well. So they're also talking about Jared. They're talking about everyone's siblings and parents and meeting each other, and just a lot of non-game talk, a lot of girl talk between the three of them. While these three are talking, we also have Cirie and Matt and Jag and Felicia in the comic room. Now, this is theoretically one of the alliances, a group of four, And they had talked about wanting to get everyone together to talk. I thought there's going to be a lot more game talk. I really didn't see it. It's just kind of more reminiscing about the first few weeks in the house. Matt talking about how uncomfortable he felt in the bathroom with everyone there, and just a bunch of thinking back to when they first were in the house and all of that. So not a lot of really strategic talk going on with these four. But the other three in the room talking about the guys and all that, and then these four just also without a lot of game talk. All right, we finally do have Matt and Jag talking a little bit. Jag saying that America won't say who she would put up. They're still a little bit worried about America. Saying if America wins HOH, she wouldn't say who she would put up. And Jag saying it's just because she's on the block this week. She doesn't want to say anything that could cause someone to maybe not give her vote, their vote. So he says she's real hesitant to throw anyone's names out there. But Jag saying I kind of pushed her, and eventually she said that maybe Bowie Jane, maybe Felicia she'd put up, but she really wasn't real committal with any names that she threw out there. But Jag is saying that America did ask if Jag and Matt and Bowie were package deals. So basically, are the three of y'all connected together? And Jag saying that Jag forget he didn't give her a direct answer. What he apparently told her was that if you win HOH, it's your week, it's your game. So as long as Matt and myself don't end up on the block, play your game, do whatever you need to do. In other words, if you need to go after Bowie Jane, go after Bowie Jane. But he never actually says that to her, so he can't be held to that on down the road. He's just saying it's your game. Just two of us, keep us safe. Other than that, do whatever you need to do. But he is telling Matt that as well. Matt is saying that he had already talked to Cirie. Remember, Matt and Cirie are pretty tight. He's saying that he talked to Cirie, that Cirie is good with Blue leaving this week. I don't think Cirie is really good with Blue leaving. It's just more a matter that that Cirie doesn't want Matt and Jag thinking that she's too close to Blue. I think Cirie wants to hold on to Blue with the idea Blue could go after Matt and Jag. I think Cirie, whether it's Blue or America that stays, either one, Cirie's hoping one of them will go after Matt and Jag. But Matt's saying, yeah, Cirie's good. She's on board if Blue goes home this week. He's is a little bit worried. He says, America's been talking to Cirie a lot here lately. And as a result, I don't think that America is going to be willing to put Cirie on the block. She's going to go like Bowie Jane and Felicia, but she's not going to put Cirie on the block. Just don't think they're going to do that. He says, but hopefully we can get, if America was to win HOH, if we're promising her protection in exchange, hopefully she won't put us on the block, that America will take care of someone else, maybe a Felicia, take care of her, and then we'll turn around and we'll get out America. So we got a little less blood on our hands, and now we got two more people out the door. So that's kind of Matt's ideal scenario situation if America wins HOH. I think probably more ideal is if he wins HOH. He's got to win one of these things, right? How has Matt not won HOH so far? All right, Matt is saying that if he does win HOH, he'll put up America and Felicia. Remember, we had that conversation before where originally he'd said America and Bowie Jane, and Jag shut it down. So now he's saying, fine, I will put up America and Felicia. America will go home. He says if America does win veto, then he says, I want Felicia gone at that point in time. America's my choice to send home. But if that doesn't work out, I want to send Felicia home because he says, I think Felicia would still be willing to take a shot at us. I just don't trust her enough not to send her out the door. Now, remember, he would much rather have Felicia go home than Cirie because he feels like his relationship with Cirie is much tighter than maybe Jag's relationship is with Cirie. So, yeah, Matt wants America gone. Matt wants Felicia gone. He wants to hold on to Cirie. And I think neither one of them is real eager to send Bowie Jane home just yet. All right, Matt is worried about a girls' alliance forming that still could turn into a situation. At this point in time, I don't think it's as much a gender-based alliance. It's more about everyone left in the house aligning together against the two people who are maybe the biggest threats that are working together, as in Matt and Jag. But he does express concern about that. Jag not as worried. He says, I think that was more maybe Cirie bringing up that women's alliance than Felicia. Well, no, it's actually more Felicia, but he's saying, I don't know that's really a case. He said, at the end of the day, he said, I think I trust Bowie Jane a lot more than I trust Cirie, and I just don't think Bowie Jane would do that. So, yeah, I can understand people pushing that agenda, but I don't think it's going to necessarily happen. Matt is talking about how paranoid Cirie is about this idea of a final three of Matt and Jag and Bowie Jane. And Cirie's recognized that. She's worried about it. Jag says, I'll talk to her. We'll get her calmed down, chilled out a little bit on that whole idea. I can do something with her. So he's going to do that. Matt is thinking that Cirie and Bowie Jane, neither one will take a shot at Matt and Jag. If either one of them wins HOH, he feels like they're safe with both of them. Jag says, yeah, I think you're right. He says, I also don't think that Felicia will take a shot at us, especially after Jag and Felicia had their whole conversation and all that. So Jag saying, yeah, Cirie won't take a shot at us. Bowie Jane won't take a shot at us. Felicia won't take a shot at us. America hopefully won't take a shot at us because we're working with her as well. So hopefully no one takes a shot at us come double eviction. He may be right. He may be right. But on the other hand, it could be that all of them, when it comes down to it, will be willing to take the shot if they truly see the threat of these two guys. I guess we'll find out at the double on Thursday night. That's going to be fantastic. And so finally, with all that being said, one final comment before we shut it down. Matt also mentions the fact, he says, I wonder would Felicia be willing to take out Cirie? She's throwing her under the bus. If she thinks she's with the two of us, would she be willing to go after Cirie? And after word gets out that Felicia maybe is throwing Cirie under the bus, would Cirie be willing to go after Felicia as well? Can they manipulate that to some degree as well? That's certainly something we'll watch as we go forward to see if the two mamas can stick together or if irreparable harm has been done at this point in time. We'll find out. But yeah, Matt is wondering if maybe Felicia would even turn on Cirie. She's already turned on her. Would she actually put her on the block? Would she vote her out? Maybe. We'll find out. All right. With that, guys, everyone's in bed by 1:30 or so. Big Brother time, 3:30 Houston time. So they called it a night. So again, a nice casual Sunday. But certainly there are still a lot of people trying to figure out what they're going to do going forward. Pretty much nothing's written in stone, but it seems like at this point in time, 99.9% certainty the veto will not be used at today's veto ceremony. And then a very high likelihood that Blue will be going home on Thursday. Oh, is she going to be blindsided when that happens? Well, maybe not, because it sounds like they're going to tell her. But at some point, she's going to be shocked when she finds out the news. I'd like to see it as a blindside. It's not going to happen, though. But Blue should be heading home on Thursday. And then it all just comes down to who wins this HOH and whether they are brave enough to take a big shot or they just want to sit back and write a check to someone else for the winners. We'll find out. Guys, y'all have a fantastic Monday. Now, as a reminder, I will be back tomorrow morning to tell you about the veto results, veto ceremony results and repercussions and all that. But we also have Cliff Notes Live tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central on this same YouTube channel. A solid hour of back and forth. Who do you want to win? Who do you think's going to win? Who do you not want to win? Who's getting played? We're going to talk everything Big Brother. So come join me tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. If you can't make it live, I post those on replay on my channel as well. So you can always check it out a little bit later as well. But guys, y'all have a fantastic Monday, a fantastic start to your work week. I'll see you tonight or I'll see you in the morning. Until then, SKD 143. Cheers, my friends. Bye.